I welcome everyone to the Tire Expert channel. Well, friends, as promised in a short, in this video review, we will try to deal with you with a novelty from the Landspider company. The model is called Sportraxx from UHP. The tire is presented in a series size of 315, 35/20, 110, Y. Extra loud reinforced. This size is installed on various BMW models, IDS X5, X6, also Ferrari and Porsche. Well, many, those who are skeptical about Chinese products, will say, but where is this tire there? Everything is changing, and despite the fact that no matter how skeptical we are about this or that product, everything is flowing. Everything is changing, and Chinese tire manufacturers are proof of that. Over the past 20 years, these companies have entered not just the top 20 there, but the top 10 of the world's largest tire manufacturers. Confirmation of this, please. This year the FIA, the International Motorsports Federation, Salon approved as one of the companies that has the right to supply its sports tires to various competitions. Here you are. Therefore, it is possible to treat it differently. Today we are, let's say, without any particular bias, but still carefully try to disassemble this model of the Landspider Sportraxx UHP based on the measurements that I made, as well as the technical solutions that Landspider applied in its model of the sports category. We all know that if we want to create a summer sports tire, of course, first of all we will work on the type of pattern. And 90% of it will be asymmetric, because it allows, first of all, to save a certain, let's say, a large amount of rubber in the contact spot, which is necessary for friction of the clutch. Then this is the controllability of this tire. Then work with aquaplaning, of course. They are more or less noisy, these tires, so. And, accordingly, so to speak, a large amount of rubber in the contact spot, it allows the tire to wear out less. Landspider followed the classic path, so we have an asymmetric tire in front of us, that is, there is an outside the outside, and an inside the inside. As usual, in sports tires, many manufacturers use the so-called pseudo-roller in the outer shoulder. What is it? That is, you do not open the transverse channel into the longitudinal ones. Thereby, you do not allow the block to move when entering the turn and when rebuilding. You have more rubber in the contact spot in the shoulder area, and, accordingly, you are more stable during extreme maneuvers, which is what Landspider used, right? Further, flax spider lamellas are also used in the blocks, which also allow you to clutch, further improve grip on wet surfaces. Then there are the classic 3 support ribs. Yes, they are wide enough. They are also with recesses and cutouts for working on wet surfaces. On the edges of these support ribs of the ribs, such cuts are made. This technique is used by the manufacturer in order to reduce the noise of the vortex air flows that will be in these channels during driving, and also so that the water quickly exits the contact spot. According to measurements, it means that the width of the channels here is 12, 19, 19. The tread depth is 7 and 4. That is, these parameters will allow this tire to pump more than 40 liters of water per second, at a speed of about 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. I can tell you that for sure. As for the inner shoulder blocks, which are located here on the inside side, it means that you will notice, yes, not in the form of such as pointed as we can, like hammers, yes, such as the corner of the block rests down the other block. The shape of such blocks is used, and this is the technical solution by many tire manufacturers. This is what you could see from the Continent or Sport Contact 5. There is such a solution, there is such a triangle tech. 202 sports tires. Flax Spider was no exception. They also used this form, that is, there is a thin exit channel, as if transverse to the longitudinal channel, but there is a mastoid jumper, which also reduces the mobility of the blocks. That is, here is a classic sports drawing. What can we say about the sportiness of the tire itself? If we talk about the sidewall, and this is one of the main elements of a sports tire, because it is usually made very hard, and then such a parameter as comfort suffers. Here, the Landspider retained the elasticity of the sidewall. You see, I push it through, and when it's on the tread part, yes, It means that this tire will extinguish the irregularities of the road surface and thereby provide comfort. Why? But after all, this tire will be installed not only on 100% of a sports car, that is. The manufacturer also thought about executive-class cars where, so to speak, there is a decent engine. And at the same time, accordingly, the owner of this car wants to have comfort. That is, this moment is preserved here. If we talk about the internal structure, a two-layer frame made of polyester, like all sports tires, then a two-layer nylon. A layer of nylon under the tread, 2 layers, this is understandable. This tire should maintain a contact spot. At speeds of more than 300 km per hour, because stir and Y are more than 300 km per hour. Well, of course, 2 layers of steel. If we talk about the wear resistance of this tire, there is also a classic scheme applied here. The outer blocks have a hardness of 63.5, then there is 62. I agree with you, not the most outstanding indicator, because usually sports tires are 69, 71. But when you make a tire of such hardness, you will automatically suffer grip on wet surfaces. Not aquaplaning, but wet coating. And many premium manufacturers, let's not mention them in the SU, and their advanced models, which, so to speak, lost these tests, and then were forced, so to speak, to work on the mixture and thereby, so to speak, return this parameter, so to speak, in order for it to be within the framework. That's why here, if we talk about this hardness and grip, both on dry and wet surfaces, yes, I am, this is my assumption. But I think it's unequivocal, this tire will cling. Taking into account the fact that both a mixture of complex idlers and with silicon additives, which improves adhesion on a wet coating. This parameter will be very good. Now, speaking of wear resistance, someone will say and be right, they will say, well, how so? Here are 63.5. And there are 62 if you drive aggressively, then the tire. Yes, I agree with you. If you drive like Schumacher every day, this tire will be enough for a maximum of a pretrial detention center. That's it. That is, of course, she will serve her 10,000, but you will be just, I say, like in a Formula 1 car every day. If you have a driving style, let's say 50-50, 60-40, yes, that is, you enter, so to speak. Well, there you changed lanes, you accelerated there, you slowed down. I think that for 3 seasons with such indicators, this tire should be easy enough. Here's another thing the manufacturer has done here, there is external and internal disc protection. Here is a protrusion that will allow this tire to protect your disc from damage accordingly, if God forbid you got used to some object or curb stone there. Well, that's probably, perhaps, that's it. There is also such a thing as a tire man in good luck, that is, how the tire is executed, yes, you can see. That's why I took close-ups for you, that is, in 3/4, yes, the tire, pay attention. Now look at the tread part, you will not find any leaks or any flaws there. Everything is done perfectly. Pay attention also to the sidewall. Here's a look, all the markings are also executed very well. Therefore, for execution, that's exactly from the point of view of production, I have no complaints about this tire. The weight of the tire in this size is 17 as much as 1/10 of a kilogram. Well, that's probably it. Such a short video review. Then the actual operation and your feedback will give us confirmation of how right we were. Well, friends, subscribe to our channel in Telegram, YouTube, and Zen, and wait for the next videos that we are already preparing for you. Good luck on the roads.